My Lead, Learn, Grow conversation cards help leaders and organizations embed learning and growth into everyday conversations. There's a few ways to use these cards. One way is if you're a facilitator or a trainer, you can use them to open up a workshop or a training session. The information booklet has some prompts inside of it to help you, but let me go into a little bit more detail here. If you're leading a training or workshop session, my cards provide an engaging way to start off the session. They help you go beyond the rather boring introductions of name, where you work, for people who don't know each other. And even for people who do know each other, the cards help them have a different conversation about something that they probably wouldn't have talked about before. So it's a way of getting to know a person, I don't know about a deeper level, but in a more personal way, I suppose. The learning mindset cards are great for all workshops and conversations. The team culture cards, I designed them originally for intact teams, so a leader with their direct reports, but I have been using them in workshops and I have found that they work really well there too. So it's totally up to you. I usually set aside about 10 minutes at the beginning of the workshop for this. I spread all the question cards out on a table. I don't use the action cards, but I spread out all the question cards on a table and I invite participants to go choose one that they would like to discuss. If I have more time, then I ask them to invite or I invite them to talk about both questions. If I'm a little bit pressed for time, I ask them to talk about only the question that they chose. A little tip that I've discovered too is that when they're finished talking about their question, it's kind of hard to tell if they've moved on to something else. So I ask them just to slide the question to the corner of their table, and that way it's an indication that I know they're ready to move on. My friend and colleague Chad Littlefield encourages us to connect before content. So often we dive into the content of our workshops, that we miss warming people up. And remember, if people aren't growing, they're going. So how can you use these cards in your workshops or training sessions, or even larger events like team meetings or town halls, to encourage learning and growth?